welcome back to another one of my lesson videos. This week's lesson is going to be on country soloing using the Major Pentatonic and talking about a few of the shapes that I think about when I'm soloing and a few of the little extra notes that I add into the Major Pentatonic just to sound a little bit more spicy, for lack of a better word. It's not so much based on the theory, although I do talk about theory a little bit, but I think more on the shapes of things and where those little extra notes are in relation to the major pentatonic notes. This lesson is going to be broken down into a few different parts. So this will be part one, where we're focused on the first chord in the key. We're working in the key of A, so chord one is going to be A. So all the shapes that I'm playing today are going to be based on an A chord. In the next video, we'll be focused on chord 4 and chord 5. In the key of A, chord 4 is D, chord 5 is E. I'm going to show you how to apply the shapes we learned today across to those new chords as well. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks again for watching. Cheers. We'll get stuck in straight away. We're working in the key of A today. And the first shape is basically starting on the low A string. I'm going to play the major pentatonic. Some of you may already know we've got the first, second, third, fifth, sixth. But I want you to think about that more like a shape. Starting here at the open A string, 2 frets apart, 2 frets apart, change string, 2 frets apart, change string. So that little shape basically repeats itself across the fretboard. If I start on this A, for instance, the 5th fret on the low E, exact same shape, same finger movements that I have to make. Our A is here now rather than the open A. So this little shape moves around all over the fretboard. Call that shape 1. Let's say I start here on this A, 2nd fret on the G string this time. We have to adjust the shape very slightly when we get to the B string because of the tuning on the guitar. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, root note. Hopefully you can see that's pretty much the same shape again. So we started here, 2nd fret on the G. I'm going to start here, 7th fret on the D this time. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 1st, root note again. Same shape again. So now we have So we've covered quite a lot of the fretboard there already. We're right up here in the 10th fret. I really like playing diagonally shaped licks. But as we're really looking for where our root notes are, so I know my root note here, starting on the A string. Once you've kind of got the shapes learnt pretty well, you'll know that the top of that shape finishes here on this A, and I can just continue up that next shape as well. So I'm adding a little slide in there as well from the 4 to the 6 on the G string. Sometimes I don't really like scalar type playing, which means like going straight up the scale, but in country it's kind of okay. It's not as bad when it kind of, if you think about metal playing, if you just run up and down scales, it's not all that interesting. It's kind of fun and kind of sounds kind of cool, but it's a bit boring. But in country, if running up and down the scale, especially the major pentatonic, it's really melodic, especially if you kind of change the phrasing. So we've connected this shape and that shape, finishing on the high A, 5th fret and high E. But what if we start here on this side, for instance? Exact same notes, slightly different shape. So now I'm connecting that shape, finishing on this A, 7th fret on the D, and then continuing up that shape there. We can take it a little higher on the fretboard as well, for instance. Open A string, I know the 12th fret gives me another A, so I can use this shape again. So now we're finishing on the 14th fret on the G string this time. Down here we finished on the 2nd fret on shape 1, so 2nd fret taking an octave up, 14th fret on the G. So I can use that same shape again. So there's those two shapes connected as well, starting on the 12 on the A, finishing 14, continuing the way on up to the 17th fret. We can expand the diagonal idea even more if we add a few more notes onto a certain string. Instead of finishing on this A here in shape 1, I could finish on this A here. So now I'm traveling from the 4th fret on the D to the 7th fret on the D. Just means we can travel a wee bit more this way and gives us access to a wee bit more of the fretboard. And it now means if I wanted, I could continue up the shape that we had down here from before. I could also do the same thing when I get to here, this A, 10th fret on the B. So now I've started here, 10th fret, 10, 12, 14, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, sliding up to that high A then, from the 14th to the 17th. You can see how much area we can cover there now with that. There's the exact same notes played in a different shape, starting on the low E string, 5th fret. Try that again, I played that a wee bit different. So you've got loads of material there so far to learn. Pause the video as much as you want. Should be tabs on the screen as well, so you can pause and restart and go over each one as much as you need to. We'll move on to the second section now. Using the major pentatonic alone kind of limits us to some of the sounds we can get. We're kind of stuck in this. cool sound, but we can add a few notes to that to make it sound a wee bit kind of cooler. The theory behind it, don't want to get bogged down too much in it, but we already used the third. So that was our third there, which is a C sharp. We can add the flat third as well, which would be a C natural. So that'll be the third fret on the low A. But theory wise, I'm definitely not thinking about it when I'm playing, for sure. I'm really thinking about the flat third is the next door neighbour to that note there. So I know the sound of that in my head. So immediately it starts to sound a wee bit more bluesy, and to my ears a wee bit kind of more country as well. Immediately it gives us a few more options that we can play. So that flat third note where it appears in the shape 1, there it is there. Cool. If we're starting here in this A, there it is on the 5th fret in the G. If we start on 5th fret in the low E, there it was, 8th fret in the low E. Starting on the 7th fret on the D. There it is there, 10th fret on the D. If I start on the 12th fret on the A, there it was, 15th on the A. If I start on the 14th on the G, there it is, 17th on the G. Some of the ideas that we've done in the last section as well, we can also do here. So it gives us loads of space on the fretboard to cover there. A side note, try and learn as many country solos as you can. Once you've learned a few of these shapes here, you'll see how much they actually appear in a lot of country solos. A lot of Alan Jackson stuff was played by Brent Mason. A lot of his intros are always based around that kind of idea. Even the intro to Guitars and Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam. We're in the key of E that time for that song. But if you look for a second, you can see that's the same shape as we've been using for our A chord. This time I'm starting on the low E. So, root note, flat third, third, 5th, 6th, root note. Such a cool intro as a relatively simple idea, and you can see now how we're applying the kind of theory to it as well. Another note we can add then is the flat 7. Again, I'm not thinking too much about the theory of it when I'm playing. I know that the flat 7 is right next door to the 6th. The 6th in my little shape was there. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th. Flat 7 is 1 fret above that. So the 5th fret on the D string for our A chord. Then our root note on the 2nd fret in the G. well. And it becomes extremely cool when we add the flat third in as well. So the flat 7 again was appearing here, 5th fret on the D string. There it is there, up to the root. Flat 7 in our next shape. 8th fret, root note. Starting here, 5th fret in the low E. Flat 7 appears in the 10th fret in the A string this time. I'll fly through the rest of them here now, you can slow it down as much as you want. Next shape, starting on the 7th fret in the D. There it was that time, 12th fret in the G. This time it was appearing 17th on the D string. Next shape starting here, 14th on the G. Now that's the 20th fret up on the B string this time for our flat 7. Hopefully that's all the shapes I've played so far. Can't remember, I think it is. Thinking more diagonal this time if you think back to when we slid between a couple of notes. So I was sliding from the 6th to the flat 7th to the root. Root, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, flat 7, sliding on up to the root, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, flat 7, sorry, root note again. Again, listening to a lot of solos and trying to learn as many as you can, you'll notice how much the flat 7 appears in a lot of stuff. Sometimes if there's an opening riff being played down low in the neck, what's happening there, they're using the flat 7 and bending that up. So the flat 7 is a G note. So if you already know where all your G notes are on your guitar, you can automatically apply the flat 7 kind of idea anyway. You're not even thinking about it as a flat 7. You're thinking about it the same way that I do. You're thinking about it as a certain sound and a certain shape and where it's located. So I know a G is right there. It's a really cool sound. That's it for this week's video then, guys. Hopefully everything makes sense. If it doesn't, just leave me a comment in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Thanks. Catch you in the next one.